Okay, we're gonna do the same thing as Friday, just to make sure. Shh, quiet.
Wait, we don't have to solve it.
Well, you can't solve it because these don't have equal signs in them. Okay, these are just expressions. You can't figure out x because there's no equal sign. So all you can do on these is simplify, which means you can combine like terms. Now, I'm going to show you the two ways to do it. The easiest way, I think, is the way we did it on Friday. But some people may find the other way easier. I don't know. So when you're adding, it's just this polynomial plus this polynomial. The parentheses really don't serve any purpose when it's an add problem. All they are is to show it's that this plus that, but since they're all added and subtracted, all you got to do is combine like terms. So to put it in standard form, that means start with the biggest exponent. Now these are in order, x squared, x and no x, x squared, x and no x. This one isn't. The x, x squared, and then the no x. Yeah?
Morgan asked was something with the question, and you're saying that, or you said something about, like, do you, like, when you manage them, do you have to?
You don't have to. It's not wrong if you don't.
And then also, the plus and the minus is between the parentheses, is when you're changing the right side, do you change that to a plus?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So, in this one, since it's add, everyone put their iPads away. Okay?
Sorry, I'm on fast money.
Okay, so all you gotta do is exactly what it tells you. There's 3x squareds plus a negative x squared. 3 plus a negative 1 is 2. So there's 2x squared. But you don't really need to do the plus minus. When it's plus, you can just look at the signs. 3 minus 1. Remember, if there's nothing in front of it, that means it's a 1. Then the x's, this is a negative 4 and a positive 1. A negative 4 and a positive 1 is negative 3. So you put negative 3x. And then the constants, it's a 1 minus 9. Or you can think of it as 1 plus a negative 9, is a negative 8. So that's it. Now, when it's subtract, that's when a subtract actually means opposite. So when the negative or subtract sign is in front of a parentheses, that means do the opposite of everything that's in here. The mathematical definition is you got to distribute that negative through. Negative times negative is positive. Negative times positive is negative. And negative times negative is positive. So whenever there's a negative in front, that just means change all the signs in the parentheses. And then you do exactly like we did right here. You just combine the like terms. Because like what Carter just asked, once you change all those signs, this does change to a plus then also. Okay? Now, it doesn't matter what order you combine them in. But usually, they, like I said, they start with the biggest exponents. So a negative 4 and a positive 5 makes negative 1.
Oh, so you do treat this one?
Change the right
Negative
side.
4.
Like the middle sign?
Yeah, because a negative and a negative makes a positive. Once you change all these signs, you could just disregard it. But it does change to a plus.
It's because they combine.
They combine. A negative and negative makes a plus. So you don't need to go through the work of doing that. You just need to know once you change all the signs, then you just combine them. Okay? But what actually does happen is it does change to a positive. So negative 4 plus 5 is negative 1, which you would just write as negative x squared. Oh, it's a positive 1, yeah. Then the x's, there's an x, and a negative 5x is negative 4x. And then a positive 7 and a positive 3 is a positive 10. Now, this is another way you could do it. This is called horizontal adding, which to me is the easiest. You just combine like terms. You can do it this way, though. You could do it like regular adding and subtracting and line them up vertically. So when I add this, I've got a 9x cubed minus 5x squared plus an x plus, then I gotta fill this one in, but you've gotta put it in line with the other exponents. So a 6x squared I would have to put there. And the positive 7, let me just change this so we do something a little different, minus 7x. Sometimes this is easier for people because then they got everything in a row and you don't have to look to match everything up. So now you just add 9x cubed plus nothing is 9x cubed. Negative 5 plus 6 is positive 1. So you can just put plus x squared. And an x plus a negative 7 is negative 6x. So if you want to do it that way, that's fine. Some people find it easier, which it probably is if it's set up for you that way, but it's not if you got to set it up. So the same thing on this one. If we lined it up, I'd have 3t squared minus 8t plus 2 take away. I got to line up the t squared underneath this one, and then the 5t, and then the minus 7. So when you subtract, you got to use subtract rules. A minus and a minus changes the signs. So 3 plus 3 is 6t squared. And then a negative and a positive, so this just means negative 8 take away negative 5. So remember, you change the sign, change the sign. So that would give you negative 13 t's. And then again here, when it's a subtract, you change the sign, change the sign. So 2 plus a negative 7 is 9. So again, what you could have just did is, since it's a negative here, that just means change all the signs. This changes to positive, this changes to negative, and this changes to positive. And then you just combine them. Okay? So you get the same answer. 6t squared minus 13t. This is a 2 plus 9. Okay? You want to do some more?
No.
No?
Wait, oh.
So it's the same as before. We're just going to be adding them and subtracting them.
Do we have to put
Same
them
as-
like that though?
No, only if you want to do it this way. I just showed you another way to do it if you want to.
Or you can just-
In the assignment, it might say to do it vertically, but you don't have to. You can solve it whichever way you want to.